Hello, learners, and welcome to Self Learning. This time, self learning brings new topic for you, especially for teachers. Today's self learning will teach you some techniques on reading skills, teaching techniques. Before we begin, please like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel. So let's begin. Why is it important to teach and emphasize on reading skills? Reading skills, is important in schools. Why is it so important? So, there are several reasons for it. It is important because it helps to improve concentration. Children who do have reading habits, their concentration is far more better than those children who are not having reading habits. It increases knowledge, it relaxes mind, it increases vocabulary, it helps to think critically, it improves writing skills, and it helps to learn sentence structure. Means those who have good reading skills, they have the habit of reading, we can find these positive qualities in them. Now, what are those techniques? Pre reading, skimming, scanning means finding key sentences or main idea, listing new vocabulary, loud reading, answering questions, graphic organizer, practice PQ4R, that is preview, question, read, reflect, recite, and review. Summarizing. Now, these are some techniques, not necessary that we can use all these techniques in one reading skill. We can use different skills in different reading practices. So, let's look in detail. Pre-reading strategies. Students can be taught to read headings, subheadings, and pictures to predict the text. This technique helps to analyze and predict. Means before they start reading, we can ask the students to look at the pictures, illustrations, and predict what is the text about. It increases curiosity and interest towards this text. Children, when they look at the picture, they become more curious to read the text. It also helps to improve their critical thinking. This helps to predict the story and increases critical thinking skills. When they look at the pictures, they think critically and they come up with the topic, they guess the topic. Next is skipping. This technique helps to have quick look at the text. Your children can have a quick look to the text. This technique generally helps in reading newspapers, magazines, messages, and emails. Children who are developed with these habits, with skimming the text, they are very good at reading the newspapers. They can easily skim the newspaper. They can look at the text quickly. It helps to increase the speed of reading. Skimming the important points helps to increase the focus towards the main. Now, next comes scanning, finding key sentences or main idea. Scanning and finding key sentences helps to improve understanding skills. Scanning works along skimming where students read quickly and find the main idea or key points of the text. This technique helps the students to look critically and find the main points. It develops their understanding skills. Listing new vocabulary. Finding new vocabulary, discussing its meaning is another technique that can help students understand the text. This technique helps to make their vocabulary rich. Students may predict the text, but in order to have complete understanding of the text, It's important to discuss its meaning. Means when children they know the meaning, it is better for them to understand the text. Finding out the new words and discussing its meaning first helps to comprehend the text more clearly and easily. We can ask the children to underline the difficult words and they can discuss the meaning before they start reading. It helps them to understand the text more clearly. Loud reading. Somewhere loud reading is also important. Why? Because this is a technique where students learn the pronunciation. This technique is also important in order to teach pronunciation, accent, and punctuation. Intonation while reading dialogues can be learned through loud reading. Somewhere at some point, loud reading is also important because where to stop, how to increase or decrease the pitch, how the dialogues are read, this is taught through loud reading. Questions for critical evaluation. Teacher can ask some questions to the students for the critical evaluation of reading. Now it can be at the beginning of the text where teacher can throw some questions and children they read the text to find the meaning. These questions should not have direct answers from the text, rather teacher can create few to check the understanding. Especially in secondary classes, avoid giving direct questions where they can find the direct answers. Instead of this, the questions should be developed in such a way where students they read the text, they understand the text, and then they are able to answer it in their own. Graphic organizers. Teacher can provide graphic organizer to the students where students can organize and note all key points. This technique helps students note down the key points for further understanding, solving, and comprehending text. Your children note down the main points which help them to understand the questions coming ahead. Practice PQ4R. Now this is a technique which is a combination of all the techniques which we have done before. Preview, question, read, reflect, recite, and review. All together, instead of going separately, we can work with PQ4R technique. Now let's look in detail. Previewing. It is to introduce the topic. Students are required to go through the headings, other titles, illustrations, first and last paragraph to get an idea of the content. This is same as pre-reading technique. Questions. Children are encouraged to form questions by themselves. This will help them understand better. Now, here, looking at the picture or having a glance at the text, children can form questions by themselves. Later on, by reading, they can find the answer from the text. Third is read. Now it's time to read, keeping the questions in front which they mean students have created. This helps students to increase their skills of inquiry based learning. Next is reflect. It helps to rethink whatever is learned. This tells have students covered all the answers of their questions or not. For example, we use exit card to check their learning from the topic. Now, exit card can be a piece of paper, a card which is given to the children at the end of the lesson where they write their learning from the topic. This will help them reflect their learning, and teacher can also check their understanding, how much they have understood the text. Recite. Teacher can use discussion strategy, presentation, group work, etc. This will help students to have more command on the topic. Now, this technique can be done or used with the help of different activities. It's up to the teacher which activity she uses. Review. At the end of the class, students can review whatever they have learned in the class. This will help to clear the concept as well as if any query left. While review, they can look at the text, they can review the whole work, whatever they have done, and the questions which children form or teacher give. They can also check that have they got the answer of all the questions or not. Last, summarizing. Summarizing is a technique where students are asked to note down the key points they hear during all the discussions. It not only enhances their reading skills, the writing skills, but strengthens the topic in their mind. It also helps to revise it next time. Now, whatever they have done the reading, whatever they have discussed, children can summarize, they can note down all the points. It helps them next time when they revise the topic. The quick note keeping helps them to revise it easily. I hope this video will help you learn some new technique while performing reading practices. For more videos, visit the channel, like, comment, and subscribe the button. Happy learning!